Insurance. So every year, I just sent an email this morning to my insurance agent saying, here, we need to reevaluate coverage because I do not want to be underinsured. If anything, I'd rather be a little overinsured than a little underinsured. Unfortunately, there was recently a real estate investor here locally. Her house caught on fire and burned down on July 5th from fireworks. I have not spoken to her yet, but I know that when you're with your own insurance, you guys want to make sure that you have adequate coverage. So here's 3 questions you would want to have a conversation with your insurance agent. We did cover some of this on how to protect more than just your assets, but I want to focus on this. You can't measure what you don't track. This is specifically for as your premiums might go up. So one, you'd want to find out from your insurance agent, how often should we reevaluate our dwelling coverage versus our replacement costs? How often should I review, we review the dwelling coverage versus the replacement costs? They're going to tell you and say, where did you learn this from? Because that's not a normal question people do. The difference is a dwelling coverage is like what the cost is for like the building, and then the replacement cost is actually how much it costs to rebuild it if it burned down or had a catastrophic event. With the construction costs going up and labor going up, that's something you'd want to find out. Now, in finding that out, that might affect your premiums to go up, but the last thing you want to do is have your house have a catastrophic event and then it's being underinsured. So that's number 1. Number 2, are there any additional perils or endorsements I'm not currently using that I should for my insurance? Are there any additional perils or endorsements we should add to my coverage? Okay. So what that does is a lot of times when people quote insurance, they just go with the cheapest because they don't know any better. I'm not going to the cheapest insurance. I'm actually going with like what coverage is available. Okay. That's number 2. Number 3, if you raise your hand if you guys have a umbrella insurance policy. We got 2 of you guys. Okay, cool. So if you don't, which is okay, what you would want to find out is should we raise the general liability on any of the coverage? And if so, how much does that affect the premiums? So should we raise any general liability coverage? Eddie, Steady Eddie, you writing this down? These are the conversations you're going to have as you're shopping insurance right now, right? Mm-hmm. Is there any, as we increase the liability coverage, how much does that increase my risk? So quick story. There's a real estate investor client that used to be a consulting client about 9 to 10 for 3 years, 9 or 10 years ago. And they're a real estate agent. Maybe some of you guys might have heard the story. They live here locally. They're a real estate agent. They're doing property management for someone, like as an agent. And a property that they were renting out, a little kid put their hand was with like a little stuffed animal, and a Doberman Pinscher bit the hand off the kid, clean off. Catastrophic. Has anyone heard this story? This is in Utah. This happened about 2 years ago. Kristen, you're familiar with this? All right. So here's what's unfortunate. The neighbor sues the owner of the property. Does that make sense? So the owner of the property who has a dog bit their little kid's hand off, sues the real estate agent, sues the real estate agent brokerage, sues the real estate agent franchise. You guys see all that? 4 different people. So you have the property owner, the real estate agent or property manager, the real estate brokerage, and the national company. You guys all see that? So it's very, 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 very sad. I do not think the case is settled yet. I'm going to text my friend after this because I'm curious. I don't think the case is settled yet, but the point is you want to be at least familiar with how insurances work. Is that fair with everyone? So mid-year review. So of the questions, I'm going to ask this. When's the last time you've had a conversation with your insurance agent? I'm just going to go in order who I can see.